The New York Knicks were dominated by the Indiana Pacers 121-89 in Game 4 at the Fieldhouse. And the New York Knicks are now tied 2-2 with the Indiana Pacers. It is a 3-game series. 2 games at the Garden, 1 game in Indy. Can the Knicks find a way to bounce back and get it done? You protected home court in Game 1 and Game 2. They protected home court in Game 3 and Game 4. But you know what? I am still not over what happened in Game 3 in that fourth quarter. The New York Knicks were up by 9 points with less than 9 minutes to go with an opportunity to go up 3-0. They did not. They blew the lead, and it wasn't even a ball game in Game 4. That was a good, old-fashioned ass whooping. The Knicks, they got their ass whooped. It didn't matter who played. OG could have played. Randall could have played. Michael Jordan could have played for the New York Knicks. They didn't come out with any hunger. They didn't come out with any fight. Indiana gave them a right hook to start the game. The Knicks fell to the mat, and they didn't even ask for help up. They just rolled over, and they took it. And man, oh man, did the Indiana Pacers give it to them in a dirty, dirty fashion. This was the worst game of the season for the New York Knicks. This is maybe the worst game of the Jalen Brunson era. But you know what? It's just one game. It's just one game. And we still got 2 more games to win as we go to a 3-game series with 2 at the Garden. Let's talk about OG Anunoby and if he is going to be ready to go for Game 5. Adrian Wojnarowski said this on ESPN. OG Anunoby, I'm told there's not been enough progress yet to think his return's likely in Game 5 Tuesday. Now, after Game 5 on Tuesday, there's 2 days off before Game 6 Friday, so maybe there is some hope there. Also, Tom Thibodeau said OG Anunoby has not started running prior to Game 4. He is only doing work in the pool. I'm not sure how he's going to play Game 5. I just don't even know how he is going to come back this series. Does it suck not having your second best player? Yeah, you also don't have Randall, you don't have Robinson, but you know what? Nobody cares. And quite frankly, I do not care as well. You play the way you played today, and you're going to lose every single time. I guess the only positive about today is I think Josh Hart played like 20 minutes. That's probably the only positive today. Josh Hart plays 23 minutes. Hartenstein plays 21. Brunson still plays 30, and DiVincenzo still plays 32. There's a lot of reasons the Knicks lost. And there's a lot of reasons this series is now knotted up at 2 games apiece. And you know what? Is it unfair what I'm about to say? Yeah, absolutely. But the facts are the facts. And the New York Knicks were able to beat the Philadelphia 76ers in round 1 without Randall and without Robinson and without Bogey because Jalen Brunson was by far the best player in the series. You were able to win Game 1 and you were able to win Game 2 in this series because Jalen Brunson was unbelievable. But in Game 3 and now in Game 4, the best player on the floor was Tyrese Halliburton. And I said it in my preview for this series. If Jalen Brunson is not the best player in this series, you are not going to win. It is that simple. And is it fair? No, it's not. But it's the playoffs. And these are the cards that you have been dealt. You don't have Randall. You don't have Robinson. You don't have Bogdanovich. The only person that can consistently create and make their own shot is Jalen Brunson. So what does that mean? You need him to be sensational. And he just wasn't in Game 3, and he definitely wasn't in Game 4. Is it even possible for him to continue this run that he has been on? I don't know. But I don't know if there's another way the Knicks can win unless Jalen Brunson plays at an all-world level. That's just what it comes down to for me. What it also comes down to is in Game 3 and Game 4, Rick Carlisle made an adjustment, and it worked out in their favor. Aaron Nesmith became the primary defender on Brunson for Game 3 and Game 4, and Nesmith has gotten the better of that matchup. In the first round series against the Philadelphia 76ers, Tom Thibodeau made an adjustment defensively. He put Josh Hart on Tyrese Maxey instead of OG Anunoby. He put Dante DiVincenzo on Tyrese Maxey instead of OG Anunoby. That was a major reason the Knicks won that series. And a major reason that the Pacers are now tied 2-2 is the adjustment Rick Carlisle made in putting Nesmith on Brunson. Knicks have to answer. Tom Thibodeau needs to make an adjustment. Because if Nesmith continues to do the number that he has on Brunson, Knicks are going to be in a lot of trouble. We'll talk more about this game and look ahead to Game 5. But first, I got to give you guys the information about our proud sponsor, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS, and Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. It's daily fantasy sports made easy. You create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you simply choose more or less on their projected stat line. The more players on your lineup, the higher your payout will be. Play Prize Picks as the NBA action is heating up in the postseason. The NFL season will be here before you know it. And then you could be playing Prize Picks every Sunday while you watch your NFL team. Do it with our promo code CLNS at prizepicks.com/CLNS. All that information is clickable down in the comments and description of today's video. Is the reason you lost because Jalen Brunson? No. I mean, honestly, I don't even think it's worth talking about today's game. If you watched it, the Knicks didn't have any juice from the tip, but more importantly, they couldn't make a shot. They were working so hard on offense, and you just couldn't do anything. DiVincenzo, 3 for 13. Hopefully, Josh Hart hasn't run out of gas. Because if he has, you're in a lot of trouble. Josh Hart, 1 of 6. Deuce McBride makes 2 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. He was 1 of 9 before that. You need him to be better. And one adjustment I would make for Game 5 is starting Deuce McBride over Precious Achiuwa. I would have Achiuwa come off the bench, and my 7-man rotation would be Achiuwa and Burks off the bench with Miles McBride, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, and Hartenstein in the game if OG Anunoby is still out. I guess if there's a little bit of a bright side to this, Alec Burks has showed you in the last 2 games that he can at least come in and score a little bit. So I would roll with Achiuwa and Burks as the 2 players off my bench with Miles McBride in the starting lineup. And we saw that Tibbs went to that in the second half. In the second half, to start the third quarter, he inserted Deuce in the starting 5 and had Achiuwa come off the bench. So I think that will be something that he'll look to do in Game 5. It makes you a little bit smaller, no doubt, but quite frankly, with the lack of offensive creators the Knicks have, you're asking Brunson to be quite literally unbelievable with Achiuwa and Hartenstein out there, as well as Josh Hart, who we know can hit threes, but teams are always going to dare Josh Hart to shoot, which just means a lot of feet in the paint, and that's just not what you want when you're trying to get Brunson going. Sucks. That was not fun. And you know what? They got punched in the mouth, and I'm a little bit concerned that they didn't answer because the New York Knicks all year long have gotten off the mat. They found a way to stand up and stand tall and fight, and they just kind of rolled over. There was no run. There was no fake comeback. There was no, oh, here they come. There was none of that. They got knocked out, and they just laid there. It's a 3-game series now. It's a 3-game series. Yeah, they won by however many points that is, but it goes down as 1 win. And now it's 2-2. It's 2-2. They did their job. We did our job in protecting home court. Series doesn't start until a road team wins. Can the Knicks hold that off until Game 6 and they close it out there after a win in Game 5? Can they get the Powers from the world's most famous arena and the Garden crowd on their feet? They're going to have to, or they're going to be done. I don't know. I'm worried about the Knicks offense. They scored 16 points in the fourth quarter in Game 3. They scored 14 points in the first quarter of Game 4. They score, I don't know. They got to just go do it. They just got to go do it. Everyone needs to be better from the top down. Brunson, Hart, Dante, Tibbs, Hartenstein, everybody. Or the season will be over. And you would have blown a great opportunity. But you know what? They haven't done it yet, and they still got an opportunity to win 2 more games. With Tuesday night, prime time, at the Garden. Get it done. 1 game at a time. Win Game 5, and let's see what happens. Oh, that's stuck. You come out with that same energy, though, nothing's going to change. You got to come out hungrier. You got to come out faster. Quite frankly, that's how you have to win games right now. Brunson has to be great, and you have to outwork the other team. That's what happens when you have injuries to Randall and to OG and to Robinson and to Bogey. You have to outwork the other team. You have to outgrind the other team. They didn't do that. They didn't do that today, and that showed on the scoreboard. Make sure you are following me over on Twitter. We'll be live on the channel on Tuesday night. Subscribe, and we'll see you then.